their parents and everybody else. First of all, I would like to read for the graduating students a letter which Eva Hess got from the artist CIVIC a long time ago. And I think it's a very interesting letter, especially at this moment when you are finishing academy and you're in a kind of a threshold between being secure and, you know, in a school and then going into real life, when you really don't know how things are going to happen and how things are going to work for you. So this letter is a good beginning. From CIVIC to Eva Hess. You seems the same as always, and being you, hate every minute of it. Don't. Learn to say stop to the world once in a while. You have every right to. Just stop thinking, worrying, looking over your shoulder, wondering, doubting, fearing, hurting, hoping for some easy way out. Stop struggling, grasping, confusing, itching, scratching, mumbling, bumbling, grumbling, humbling, stumbling, rumbling, grumbling, scratching, scrambling, hitching, hatching, bitching, moaning, groaning, honing, boning, horse-shitting, hair-splitting, nitpicking, piss-tickling, nose-sticking, ass-groaning, eyeball-poking, finger-pointing, all-way long waiting, small-stepping, evil-eyeing, back-scratching, scratching, perching, retreating, grinning, grinding way at yourself. Stop and just do your work. Don't worry. It's not finished, there's more. Don't worry about cool. Make you own uncool. Make you own your own world. You must practice being stupid, dumb, unthinking, empty. Then you will be able to do. I have much confidence in you, and even through you are tormenting yourself and being so insecure, the work you do is very good. Try to do some bad work, the worst you can think of, and see what happens, but maybe relax and let everything to go to hell. Okay, what he's trying to say here, when he says empty yourself, and he's saying try to do bad work. And you see, when you finish this play, the artist that you go to the life, what you have to do, you have to somehow forget whatever you learn. You have to find your own completely new way. You have to kind of unlearn in order to find that way. And that's very important. I have a very old professor who said to me, two things. In your life as an artist, you don't think that you have hundreds of good ideas. Maybe you have, if you're lucky, just one good idea. Be very careful with, and all what you see in art history is kind of, different variation of that good idea. But if you are really, really good, maybe you have two good ideas, that's it. And the second thing he said to me, what I always remember as a student, he said to me, when you learn to make drawings with your right hand, and you're getting better and better and better, and you become completely virtuoso with the right hand, immediately change to the left hand. You see, that's very important, because we have to actually unlearn to be always the best in order to risk to make the new work. Because if you learn something and you know you're good in this, what happens, you just start repeating and repeating and repeating and repeating the same thing over and over again. And that's a really, really danger. You have to stop and you have to find different ways. Doing bad work, he means risk to do something else, or maybe it's not good, but in the process going to be very, very important. And later on you will find another way. One thing important here to say is, you're finishing here to be an artist, but you have to know, and in this moment, are you really an artist? And what means being a real artist? And what is, how you know you're an artist? I have a few answers to this. How people know if they're a good artist? Artist is not good artist, you're just an artist. Artist is like a breathing. You never question breathing. You have to breathe. In a way, it's the same with art. You have to create. But doesn't make you a good artist, just like neat. something else is make the good art good art. So what is the good art? I have another explanation of that. It's like if you're sitting in a restaurant and something you feel that somebody is watching you behind. And, you know, sometimes if you turn and somebody is really watching you behind. If you come to the gallery or to the space and you see something is behind you, and you don't see it right away, but you feel that something is behind you, you turn and you look, and that what is behind you is good work of art. So that energy will make you turn around, that makes the good work of art, that kind of totally unexplainable energy. So many artists, ask, that they have different, ideas, what the function as artist is. Joseph Beuys said, artist is a shaman. The Mondrian said that the artist has to show new reality. The Kandinsky said for himself that art have to be new step, So you have to find your own way what it means the art and it means your responsibility as an artist today, especially in society, how you can, transfer and transmit this function. I believe very strongly that artist is like antenna of our society, and also the artist is is like receiver and sender of energy, and also have to be servant in a certain way. But good art have to be not just beautiful. That's a really always a wrong concept, that the art have to be beautiful, or have to be just going nicely with another carpet on the floor, beautiful painting on the wall. The good art have to be disturbing. The good art have to ask questions. The good art have to have layers of different, layers of different meaning. And the good art have to have prediction of future, so that every society on every level can take part of what they really need, what they really want. And so, the one thing what I think is very important in this moment, that you are not afraid of what is, in front of you, because it happens in the process that you find yourself that maybe you are not a good artist. What then happens? Are you going to, change it, or are you just going to continue? Or you take experience of the school and transfer it to another job or somewhere else? Because being an artist is a very, very difficult job. And I really think that the most important in this moment is to take a step back, and before deciding, doing anything, just empty yourself, as the Solomon said, and from everything, any meanings or the concepts, and just deep inside of you, look yourself and say, who am I really? I am an artist or I am not? And that's really what is the most important, to know who you really are. Thank you.
Charlie, do you understand the selection of this music as Tony Jones approaches the podium? I don't get it.
I don't get it either. It's Mardi Gras though.
Sort of.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2004 graduation ceremony of the School of the Arts in Chicago. I'm Tony Jones, president of the school. Before I say anything more, or even welcome you, let me note that the school is extraordinarily fortunate in having a brilliant and multi-talented faculty, and the diversity of that talent is represented here on stage, behind me to my right, by our distinguished band, the Euphonic Syncopators, led by Professor of Sculpture Joe Cavalier. Please thank me in joining me. Mr. Ambassador, Senators, ladies and gentlemen, and especially parents, and may I particularly welcome the international parents who have flown here from all over the world to be part of our ceremony. Welcome you all to the graduation ceremony of the school in this, our 138th year here on the stage of the Lyric Opera. It's wonderful to be on stage with Luciano Pavarotti, not at the same time, but this is indeed the stage in which Caterina Malfitano, Caterina Van Schade, and Bryn Tervel perform. It's an upgrade from last year's ceremony, which was at the Chicago Theatre, which is associated mostly with Frank Sinatra. I bring you the best wishes and congratulations of the Board of Trustees of the Art Institute and the governors of the school. But my specific task here is to tell you who you see before you, my special guests, to my left, to your right. In the first row, the chairman of the Board of Governors of the School of the Art Institute, Mr. Barry McLean. Next to Barry, our commencement speaker today, or more accurately, commencement performer today, too, and recipient of an honorary doctorate, joining us from her studio in Amsterdam. Please welcome Marina Abramović. Marina, on behalf of the students of yesterday's meeting with you, grateful thanks. They had an absolutely extraordinary discourse with you. We're very grateful to you for the time that you gave with our students yesterday. Next to Marina, a faculty member, critic, curator, and scholar, Professor Mary Jane Jacob. And we welcome today to Chicago an individual who receives an honorary doctorate with you, who has given the world of architecture an entirely new dynamic language, and who has created a stunning masterpiece shortly to open in Millennium Park here in Chicago. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Frank Gehry. Professor Linda Keene of our Department of Interior Architecture, who will introduce Mr. Gehry. Next, my colleague and friend, the director and president of the Art Institute of Chicago, whose work has made so many contributions to the mission of the museum and the teaching initiatives of the school, whose many achievements we honor today with a doctoral degree, Mr. Jim Wood. The Senior Vice President and Dean of the school, my esteemed colleague, Dr. Carol Becker. Dean of Students and Vice President for Student Affairs, Dr. Felice Dublon. In the second row, our Senior Vice President and Chief Operating Officer, attending the ceremony for the first time, welcome Mr. Ed McNulty. Our Chief Financial Officer, Mr. Brian Esker. Director of the Visiting Artist Program is Romy Crawford. Vice President of Planning and Administration, Mr. Jonathan Lindsay. A special welcome to the Director of Performing Arts Chicago, with which the school has a wonderful and powerful partnership, Ms. Susan Littman. Joining us from the Venice Carnival, our favorite cat in the hat, Dean of the Graduate School and newly confirmed in that position, having been interim Dean, we welcome Lisa Wainwright. Two faculty members who represent the academic program, Professor Sally Alatalo, undergraduate chair and the graduate chair, Professor Suzanne Doremus. And finally, it's my pleasure to introduce one of the school's most dedicated and loyal friends, President of the National Alumni Association, Patty Toomey Martin. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the chair of our board, Mr. Barry McLean.
I just want to thank all the people that are here today for for giving their time and effort to make this school so successful. I want to thank the parents who have put up many hours and time, who have given their financial support for all these wonderful graduates here. Good luck and best wishes.